Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be doing a Broody hero romance recommendations for you. I am super excited. Recently I've read about 3 really good Broody hero romances. So let's get right into it. The first book I want to share with you is The Stopover by Taylor Swan. So our heroine actually gets accosted on this airplane. This like really creepy guy is being really creepy towards her, and so she talks to like the airline and they bump her up to first class, and so she ends up sitting next to this super handsome guy, and that ends up being the hero. And they have like one night together. It's super spicy, and then she like leaves and she doesn't think she's ever gonna see him again, and then she sees him at her new job, and he is her boss. And so this is such a great romance. I absolutely loved it. It's an office romance, and she does not want to cross that line with him again, but he's like, I want to cross the line with you. And he's just so broody because he wants to be with her so badly, and she's like, no. And they have this hilarious banter together. They call each other brats. It's really funny. This book is so good, and there's this underlying mystery because somebody has been leaking information from their company to this like newspaper, and they're trying to figure out who like the mole is or the rat is, and it's just so good. I love their banter. They have crazy chemistry together. They're both kind of broody together. Like, she doesn't want to be with him because she doesn't want to cross that line of professionalism, but they kind of already crossed it, and he's like, it doesn't matter, I'm the CEO, like, we can be together, I can say so because I'm the boss. And she's like, that's not how that works. And it's just so funny. I just love this book so much. It is such a great read. Definitely go check this one out. So this next one I read for a reading vlog that is coming, I think, before this video, but I just adored it, and that's Reckless Memories by Catherine Cowles. So our heroine and hero were best friends when they were younger, and our hero is actually the heroine's sister's boyfriend. And so they all get in a really bad accident the year before Violet, which is her sister, and Ford, which is the hero, go to college, and Violet ends up passing away. And so then Ford moves away to college, and she doesn't see Ford for a really, really long time. And then now he's back in town trying to help out his family business. They own a restaurant / bar in the small town. But Belle, which is our heroine, works there, and she is so angry and mad at him for leaving her because her parents are very strict, and they really tried to make her the new Violet. And he really has to grovel for her, but they're both very broody in their feelings and their grief, and just, she's mad at him for leaving her, and he's kind of mad just at the world, like, this is so unfair, what happened. And he's not hung up on the sister or anything, he's just mad that he let his guilt get to him, and he's kind of broody and just a little bit angry. And I just love this book so much. It was so good. There's a mystery in this one because Belle starts getting these weird messages about her sister, and it's really creepy, and they start getting attacked, and all this stuff happens. So definitely go check this one out. Okay, so the next book I want to talk about is From Lukov with Love by Marina Zapata. This is such a good one, perfect for winter / fall. So our heroine is a ice skater, and the hero needs a new partner because his partner, like, I don't know what happened, they're just not working together anymore. And so now they become partners, but they absolutely hate each other. And the hero is very like broody and mysterious, and the heroine just thinks he hates her, and she doesn't like him, but then they start working together. It is a slow burn romance, and he's actually very sweet towards her in like certain circumstances. Like, they have to do this photo shoot together, kind of very scandalous, and she doesn't want to do it, and he's like, it's gonna be okay. And it's just so adorable. This book is great. He is very broody because it's just like this mysterious aura, and she thinks he hates her, but it's really because he's just a broody guy, broody hero, and she just doesn't understand that yet. and she like finds out he has like a gaggle of all of these animals when she goes to his house, and she like falls in love with the animals, and it's just such a good book. I don't remember it quite well. I need to do a reread of this one. I have it on audio from the Audible sale, so I'm definitely going to reread this, but this is such a great romance, so good for fall. It has the aspect of sports in it. They have to do competitions together, and they have to trust one another because like he's picking her up on ice and she could like fall and die, and it's so good. It reminds me of those two skaters who they're like Canadian skaters, but they have so much chemistry on the screen. It's just so good, and it reminds me a lot of these characters, but definitely go check this one out. The next book is perfect for spooky season, and that's There Are No Saints by Sophie Lark. So this is a very interesting book, probably one of her most unique books. Our heroine is an artist, and she's an up-and-coming artist. But she's also like a struggling artist. She is just trying to work on her pieces and like get out in the crowd. And our hero is a very famous artist. I think it's set in LA maybe, or San Francisco. And he has this huge rival who they've been rivals since like school, like college, I think. And they're both serial killers. Now he I can't remember why the hero kills people, but the other guy kills people because he's just like crazy and like the other guy like is trying to be competitive with the hero. So then the hero like sees the heroine, and the other guy's like, oh my gosh, you like her, and so he kidnaps her and like almost like murders her, but then leaves her out for the hero to like murder. But then that doesn't happen, and he just like helps her get away and stuff. And she doesn't remember him. He was like wearing a mask, or she was wearing a mask, or whatever. And so then she meets the hero in real life, and he starts like stalking her, and he is like helping her, trying to get her art out in the world. And he owns this big studio where he's like, you can work here, and he kind of starts having a relationship with her. And it's really good. I really love this book. Lots of twists and turns. The hero is very dark. He's very broody. He sometimes just gets really angry, and that's just the darkness in him. And he's so broody, and she just like doesn't understand why he wants to be with her. But I really enjoyed this book. It's a duet. So good. Definitely go check it out. The next one I just finished yesterday, and I absolutely loved it, and that's Eyes on Me by Sarah Kate. This one is in kind of the erotica universe, I feel like. Well, not really, but kind of. So this is the second book in the Salacious Players Club by Sarah Kate, and the first book is Praise, and this one is a stepbrother stepsister romance. And so our hero, he is he's one of the owners of the Salacious Club, and he and his stepsister just like absolutely hate each other, and he randomly finds her on like a cam girl website and watches her, and he's like, oh my god, that's Mia, that's my stepsister, holy crap, like what the hell. And so he's invited by his mom and stepdad to go to their lake house for the week, and so he's like, I have to go to like see what's going on with Mia, and like I have this attraction towards her that I've never had before. And so he goes, and he also secretly starts messaging Mia as a different guy, like not himself, so he can like kind of know what's going on with her. And so he goes to the lake house, and they start having this crazy chemistry, and they start like hooking up, but on the sidelines he's pretending to be this other guy through like the text messaging on the cam girl app. And it's so good because he like doesn't know how to tell her like, I'm both guys, and he tells her things through the app like he's never told anyone. And he kind of has this like darkness in him, but it's described as like a darkness, like these thoughts that just keep coming in his mind, like he's a loser, all this stuff, but it's really mental illness. And he never really realized it until now, and so they kind of work through it, and it's just such a great book. He's very broody. He doesn't know how to share his feelings with her and like get her to like him. He thinks nobody can like him, and it's just so good. I loved this one. Super duper spicy. There's a lot of spicy scenes in this, obviously, because he owns a club and he's, you know, they're both into very spicy stuff, and it was just so good. Absolutely love this one. Definitely go check it out. Okay, the next book is Tide by Carrie and Cole. This is one of the other ones that I just read recently, and it's so good. So our heroine gets kidnapped when she's 5 years old, and she is held for 11 years, and the hero finds her in the woods in this like door like thing in the ground, and he basically saves her, and her mind is younger than her actual self, just because she hasn't been in the real world for most of her life, and so her parents are kind of very strict. Well, not strict, but when they see her, they've kind of moved on with their life. And they have like another daughter, and it feels like she's kind of replaced. So they send her off to this like place where she gets better, where she can like regroup and kind of learn about the real world for a couple years. But she keeps asking for the guy that saved her. She thinks he's like her prince, because when she was being held hostage, she had this backpack with her when she was kidnapped, where she had all of these fairy tale stories, and she would read them to kind of escape what she was going through. And so she sees him again, and she finds out that he actually has her dog that she had as a companion during when she was kidnapped. And she keeps visiting, saying she wants to visit the dog, but she really wants to visit him and learn more about him. And our hero is very broody. He went through a lot when he was younger. He I think he like got burned when he was younger, and he thinks he's just so ugly and that nobody could love him. And he has some impaired vocal cords, and he just thinks he is kind of this beast that nobody can love. But when he starts hanging out with the heroine and realizing that she has this love for him and that she wants to get to know him and she's not there to make fun of him, it's just so sweet. I loved this romance. It was so good. It is an age gap, kind of forbidden, but it was just amazing, and they both kind of go through their grief and their past together, working through it together, and I just love this one. I listened to it on Audible, and it was amazing. Highly recommend the audio for this one. It was so good. The female narrator was amazing. The male narrator was amazing. Just so good. And I loved like both of their pets. He like has a fox because he like lives in the woods, and he doesn't want to go into town because he's scared of what people will think of him, and it's just so good. I love this one. And then the last book I want to share with you is Bad Boys Break Hearts by Macaulay Smelter. So I listened to this one on audio also. Highly recommend. So this one, our hero and heroine used to be best friends when they were younger, but then our heroine moved away and she hasn't seen him for years, and so she is a freshman at college, and she realizes that he's there, and he kind of has this like hatred towards her, is very broody and mean towards her, because he kind of blames her for her leaving during their childhood, but it wasn't really her choice. And so he like hates her, and he wants to like bully her, and she starts dating his best friend, and he gets super jealous of her and him, and then he is just trying to like mess up that relationship, but then he kind of realizes he actually has feelings for her, and she's always had feelings for him ever since they were young. And it's just such a beautiful book. He has a lot of different things going on. Like he doesn't have a great relationship with his father, and he just wants to be with her but doesn't know how to be with her, And I just really liked it, and she's so patient with him while he, you know, needs to regroup, and he definitely grovels for her, and I really like that. And this is just such a great book. It's also a sports romance. He's a baseball player, but we don't really get a lot of that in this book. Maybe a little bit. I thought there would honestly be more, but there isn't, but that's okay. The romance and kind of what they were going through was more important, and I just really, really enjoyed this one. Alright, so that is the end of this recommendation video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really love all of these books. I love Broody Heroes. I just think they're so fun, and I love when they get soft and gooey for the heroine. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you soon. Bye.